couple be tempted by one of my readies?
Or can I persuade them to roll up their sleeves and tackle one of my regs?
Fear not, DIY phobes. I'm going to find a ready-to-move-into pad that doesn't need a day's work on it. Really did love the garden in Johnny's renovations, so I think I'm going to try and find them a little bit more outdoor space for the little one to run around in, and that may involve finding them a village location. I think I'm going to be hard-pushed to get these guys out of here. Johnny needs to be very worried.
Taking a wreck on would be a huge task.
Essentially what Tish and Liz want are two separate living quarters in one, but whether I can bring that in on budget is anyone's guess.
Ah, you're sounding very chipper.
Back in the game.
What happened then?
They weren't that convinced walking through the door, but they've had a good look round and they are so confused. So I will send them over to you, but expect to have some big frowns on their faces.
Cool.
All right, darling, see you soon. Basically, coconuts are rigid. They're also spherical, so they're not going to tessellate well together. That means you're going to have more air spaces. And coconuts, of course, are full of air themselves. So overall, the barrel's going to be lighter, it's going to travel faster, and therefore it'll travel the furthest. When the metals enter the water, a chemical reaction takes place and energy is released in the form of an explosion. Over here, we have the periodic table, which lists the elements according to reactivity. The further down the table you go, the more reactive they are. When an explosion occurs, you get energy released in the form of a shockwave. Now, how effectively that shockwave travels depends on the substance it's moving through. We started off with a tank full of air. We heard a big bang, not a lot of damage. The reason for that is because in air, particles are widely spaced apart, so energy gets dispersed fairly easily. Welcome back. Why don't you take a little look at this? Oh, not this, this. Florida is much larger than people imagine. In fact, it's about the size of England, and it's one of the most exciting destinations in the world. Kennedy Space Center is NASA's launch and landing headquarters, and it's here you can experience the past, the present, and the future of space exploration. Well, if you're staying in Orlando and you fancy popping to the Everglades for longer than a day trip, don't worry, we can fix you up with accommodation nearby because we've got accommodation all over Florida. Nowadays, the Corinth Canal is crossed by over 9,000 ships every single year, flying over 50 different flags from around the world. Believe it or not, I'm at work today. This is my office, and that is my view. Not bad, eh? When I'm out here, I know where the nearest ice cream is, and that's this way. Even on a day at the seaside, I can manage my finances. And I can tweet 24/7 about my trip for top chips. Thank you very much. So at the cinema with the kids, surely popcorn's not the only solution to a movie snack. Hey. Joining me today to tell us a little bit more about this legislation and what it means to vets and their surgeries is TV vet Emma Milne and from Petlog Celia Walsam. Are you nervous about your child starting school for the very first time? Are you wondering what the best way is to guide him or her through this first huge milestone? Well, stay tuned because help is just around the corner. Joining me today to offer some helpful advice on how best to deal with separation anxiety is Dr. Hilary Jones and child psychologist Emma Kenny. Welcome, guys. Hello, I'm Jane Farnham and we're here at Google headquarters in central London for the launch of the new book, The Social Media MBA in Practice by Krista Holloman. Krista, so we're about to be joined by about 70 social media advocates and practitioners. So what can they expect when they get here tonight?
Where is this exciting new press?
Hi Chuck. It's here with me. I'm here in Japan at Komori's scuba manufacturing plant, where Komori's technical team is working feverishly to ensure that the new Impremia IS-29, which is Komori's new 29-inch digital press, is the best inkjet solution on the market. And over here we've got a little raccoon. I wasn't expecting to see one of these, but he doesn't seem bothered by us at all because he's just trying to find some food. Just there up in the tree you can see an anhinga, which is also known as a snake bird here in the Everglades. There's just so much happening in the water, it's getting quite scary.
Beautiful.
Doesn't smell beautiful. Well, if you're in Athens, make sure you pay Lake Vouliagmeni a visit. Now, marathon is...